I'm sure by this point you've heard about inflation, war, housing prices, presidents getting arrested, banking crash, digital dollar, and recession. But when it comes to protecting your wealth from these things, millions of Americans are obsessed with protecting themselves and are looking in the wrong direction. Now, it makes sense why, though. People see what's going on in the economy and they want to make sure that their money does not disappear into thin air, like trillions of dollars did back in 2008. But making things worse, many have their life savings tied up in the same accounts, from bank accounts to brokerage accounts to tax advantage retirement plans, but are also connected to the stock market. Ringing any alarm bells yet? Because in reality, if you truly want to become diversified from the standard investments out there, you need to look at something completely different. Maybe something that's always had value, something that's outlived people, something that's outlived entire civilizations. And of course, I'm talking about precious metals, specifically gold and silver. But there's something you may not know about it because, as I mentioned earlier, even if you have a mix of investment accounts, you may be invested in financial assets like stocks, bonds, and shares and funds. Now, hey, stick with me here because, well, it seems that a mix of stocks, bonds, and fund shares means you're diversified. It's likely they're all connected to the stock market, which means no matter what, the assets in your portfolio may be at risk. But this isn't an opinion. This is reality. So how is gold any different then? Put simply, gold is often seen as a safe haven asset, which is a mouthful, I know, but safe haven means it could perform well despite market fluctuations. So it may help protect a portfolio in a financial meltdown. But why? You're going to love this. The reason gold has been known as a safe haven asset for centuries is because it usually maintains its purchasing power over time. Let me explain. Because since 1913, the US dollar has lost 97% of its value. 97% worthless. But since then, over 100 years later, the price of an ounce of gold has increased nearly 9,000% since then. Let me say that again. 9,000%. But you don't have to wait for a disaster to happen to profit with gold. Let me show you what I mean. Because since 2001, the S&P 500 averaged about 5.2% per year, and the Dow Jones did about 5.4% per year. But at the same time, gold's growth has been 9.2% per year. Let me put it another way. If you put $500,000 in the markets in 2001, you'd probably have about $1,500,000. Not bad, but not great either. Because if you put the $500,000 into gold instead, it's likely you'd have about $3.5 million, which is a staggering $2 million difference. And with numbers like that, well, it makes sense why gold is also sought out as a hedge against inflation. When the value of fiat currencies is eroded by inflation, gold tends to rise in value. That explains part of its ability to protect wealth. But don't be so shocked because you've already seen it happen before. Remember the 1970s? Inflation tripled, making nearly everything too expensive to buy for most people. But behind the scenes, gold grew 30% per year for a decade straight. So if inflation gets worse than it already is, gold owners could see growth just like the 70s. Pretty good, right? But there's a problem, isn't there? Because many people, possibly even you, don't have their savings sitting in cash, which means they can't just go out and buy gold. Instead, for these people, their money's sitting in some kind of retirement account like IRAs, 401ks, or some other type of retirement account. So, there's nothing you can do, right? Well, actually, That's where things get good, because there's a special loophole in the IRS tax code that allows you to own physical gold and silver in an IRA account. But it's not just any type of IRA account. It's something called a Gold IRA account, which is not typically available with most retirement plans. And I'll show you in a moment how to get access to one of these Gold IRAs. But before I do, I want to show you how to buy gold in a Gold IRA tax-free by using money from your existing retirement account. Plus, in some cases, any additional funds you add to a Gold IRA can be tax deductible. That's a win-win-win scenario. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because, as you can imagine, many people start a Gold IRA to protect their retirement savings by transferring funds out of a 401k or traditional IRA. Plus, these are tax-free to make the transfer. But for those who do not have a traditional IRA or 401k, you can still enjoy the benefits of owning gold and silver without an IRA account through purchasing gold and silver coins directly. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. Because you can't just take any gold and silver and put it into a Gold IRA account. There's rules that have to be followed, because a Gold IRA follows the same rules and regulations as any other IRA account, which means it cannot own collectibles. So no gold jewelry, no gold Rolexes, no gold rings. It needs to be coins or bullion that meet minimum fineness standards, among some other important factors. But don't worry, most bullion coins today are minted to meet the minimum gold content requirement. And to help you make the appropriate choice, Goldco offers many of these eligible coins to customers and guarantees their authenticity. So be wary of deals that seem too good to be true. That's why it's important to work with trusted partners like Goldco, who have a long track record of satisfied customers. And if the idea of a Gold IRA intrigues you, or you're not sure if it's appropriate for your situation, click the link below to get a free copy of the Wealth Protection Kit shipped to your door. Because whether you're looking to protect your existing investments, move funds out of underperforming investments, or diversify against the possibility of recession and loss, the Wealth Protection Kit can give you one more tool in your investment arsenal. With thousands of satisfied customers and over $1 billion in precious metals placements, Goldco has thousands of 5-star ratings and a strong reputation for friendly and knowledgeable customer service, as well as high customer satisfaction rates. So you get the protection you need with the precious metals you desire. Now I get it, the feeling of uncertainty leading up to a recession can be unnerving. But the feeling of loss during a recession can be even worse. Many Americans watched in horror as the investments they spent a lifetime accumulating melted away during the 2008 financial crisis. And as they watched gold and silver take off in the aftermath of the crisis, they kicked themselves for not having invested in precious metals sooner. So remember, it's your responsibility and your duty to protect yourself, your family, and your wealth from another financial disaster. So click the link in the description below and get your free copy of the Wealth Protection Kit. This could possibly be the one thing that protects your hard-earned savings from another financial disaster. Click the link below now.